Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Lately, there's been one question that has stirred the fandom and refuses to die down. Why doesn't Jungkook mention Jimin as often in his live streams anymore? It seems like such a simple question, yet it has sparked endless theories, speculations, and even wild rumors. Are they drifting apart? Did something happen behind the scenes? Or could it be the opposite, that their bond has grown so deep that it no longer needs to be displayed publicly? Let's dive in together. Some people say they've grown distant. Others try to tie it to absurd theories like their fan service contract expired. And worse, Jungkook's haters have turned it into a running joke, closely scrutinizing his every move, word, or interaction. The irony? Those who claim not to care are always the first to notice even the smallest change. But beyond all the noise, there's a more logical and deeper reality. Jungkook and Jimin no longer need to prove anything to the public. Their closeness cannot be measured by how often one mentions the other in a live stream. It's something far more personal, something they may now prefer to guard carefully. Many armies agree there was one moment that shifted their public dynamic: the airport incident. At that time, a reporter openly asked Jungkook why he was always seen with Jimin, why the two seemed inseparable. It sounded like a simple question, but it carried heavy pressure. Since that day, many felt a change. Jimin and Jungkook no longer appeared together in public as often. They were rarely seen in the same place, and those natural, playful interactions became less visible. Yet behind the scenes, signs of their closeness still linger. Sharp-eyed fans continue to spot coincidences that don't feel like coincidences at all, from overlapping schedules, to shared locations, to lifestyles that seem to move in sync. So does this mean they've grown apart? Quite the opposite. Often, when two people share such a strong bond, they choose to protect it from the chaos of the outside world. They know that every glance, every smile, every word can be overanalyzed. Keeping a bit of distance in front of the cameras may be their way of preserving something far more precious: real intimacy without needing to showcase it. Ironically, those who once mocked fans for hallucinating about their closeness are now the loudest to complain about Jungkook no longer mentioning Jimin. Back when Jungkook always managed to bring up Jimin during his lives, they dismissed it as mistranslations or fan exaggeration. They accused fans of making things up, of forcing moments. But now, without realizing it, they admit that Jungkook did, in fact, mention Jimin often. They only notice because he does it less these days. That shift has become fodder for gossip, for rumors, and even for mockery. In truth, Jungkook hasn't been mentioning the other members much either. His focus now is on himself, his music, his solo projects, and his personal journey. He's in a phase of introspection, of growth, where he chooses to reveal his own identity rather than highlight his relationships. Meanwhile, on the other side, the world has fallen in love with Jimin all over again. Recently, No Manners magazine named him one of the best style moments at Paris Fashion Week Spring/Summer 2026. With an unexpected choice, layered necklaces instead of a traditional shirt, Jimin once again proved himself as a true fashion icon. That small detail made a huge difference. The necklaces added a bold, elegant, and modern touch to his look. More than just a trend, it showed Jimin's deep understanding of fashion as self-expression. What's even more impressive is that he chose the look himself. He wasn't simply wearing what was sponsored, he put his personal stamp on it, something Jimin has always been known for. Prestigious Spanish outlet Vanitatis even dedicated a full article to him. The headline read, "Who is Jimin? The Korean idol conquering Dior's runway and the heart of the global fashion world." The piece emphasized how Jimin has gone beyond music to become a true global style icon. The question is no longer whether Jimin belongs in the fashion world, they wrote, but what role he will play in its future. According to them, Dior, under Anderson's direction, has found the perfect face in Jimin to connect the fashion world with a new generation. A generation that sees fashion not as superficial, but as a medium of authenticity and expression. At the show, Jimin was clearly more than just a guest. His presence, his style, and the way he carried himself made him the center of attention. He wasn't just part of the event, he was the star who stole the spotlight. On the other hand, Jungkook achieved extraordinary success with his solo debut 7. From the moment it was released, the song shattered records with 15.9 million Spotify global streams in a single day, the biggest debut for a male artist in the platform's history. 2 years later, that record still stands unbroken. More than that, 7 wasn't just an instant hit, it had staying power. It remained on the Spotify Global Top 100 for over 808 consecutive days, even surpassing Miley Cyrus' Flowers, which lasted 806 days. This achievement solidified 7 not just as a popular song, but as a global music phenomenon that transcended time. This success marked a major turning point in Jungkook's career. He proved that he wasn't just a shining member of BTS but also capable of dominating the global stage as a soloist. With 7, he stood shoulder to shoulder with the biggest international pop names, showing that his influence is real, powerful, and lasting. And through all of this, one thing hasn't changed: Jungkook's way of treating Jimin. Even if their public interactions are less frequent, there's still something between them that can't be faked. It's not about favoritism, it's about a bond built over years. In the past, they could joke freely, mention each other casually, and show their closeness without much thought. But after excessive scrutiny and overinterpretation, they may feel the need to shield that bond from the spotlight. And maybe that's where its true beauty lies. A relationship that no longer needs constant proof, because it's already written in the way they respect each other, even without names being said out loud on camera. Jimin and Jungkook are now walking their own paths. Jimin in the world of international fashion, Jungkook with his record-breaking solo career. Yet they remain part of one larger story that continues to captivate the public. A story of a bond that cannot be broken by rumors, mockery, or public distance. They no longer feel the need to prove that closeness in every live stream or on every stage. Instead, they've chosen to protect it. Because sometimes, what is most precious isn't what's constantly displayed, it's what's guarded carefully behind the scenes. And maybe, that's why even though Jimin's name is less frequently heard in Jungkook's lives these days, their closeness still feels alive, quietly, genuinely, and stronger than what cameras can ever capture. That's the reality behind the rumors, the speculations, and the gossip, a truth far more beautiful than what's visible. Jimin and Jungkook may not flaunt their interactions openly anymore, but that's where their strength lies. Their bond doesn't need to be proven with words or public moments, because what's real can always be felt, even when it's not always seen. So, has their closeness faded? Absolutely not. In fact, it's stronger, more mature, and more protected from the noise of the world. Thank you for watching Jikook Moments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss more exciting discussions. See you in the next video.